Hey everyone, how are you guys doing today? I am sitting here in my living room. This is my bed, my couch. I have an office up in my bedroom, and so I have to sleep here in the living room for right now. And so I'm gonna make this video just sitting here on my couch bed. And I am up. I just got out of the shower, ready for church. I got my Waymaker, Miracle Worker, Promise Keeper, Light in the Darkness shirt on. That is my God. That is my God. This video is going to be about that. Going through a divorce and being a Christian and knowing that it's wrong, and dealing with the pressures of what I'm going through legally and what I'm going through as far as harassment. I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about the PTSD that I have. I've been talking about my physical needs and financial needs lately in my videos. And now I want to talk about my emotional needs and what I'm going through. And so these are the struggles that almost every single woman has as they're going through a divorce. Me as a Christian, I immediately, as soon as my spouse had filed for divorce, sought out help. I jumped into divorce care. I think that program itself is just amazing, how it helps you and keeps a biblical foundation in your life as you are struggling. And going through that program, you will have men and you'll have women that are going through the same thing. And this was my third marriage, my third divorce. And I had PTSD from the events of the divorce and the effects of divorce prior to this marriage. And so I knew what to expect throughout the divorce process. I have represented myself legally before, and the same outcome happened. And I think my ex-husband knew that, and he's taken advantage of it. And so I am still fighting the good fight for what's right, but it's a losing battle. It really is a losing battle, and I know that. There is no government help out there. There's no legal aid, free legal aid, so don't even ask me. I've tried. I've been denied 4 times. They just don't have enough money, and they don't have enough resources and attorneys to help everyone in need. The justice system right now is overbooked. It is completely full of women who are just like me, who are going through divorce, and a lot of them, especially on modifications of agreements, it's continued harassment, it's continued abuse, and using the legal system to continue to abuse you. This is something that I had in my marriage. It was not physical abuse this time around. It was in my second marriage. This time around, it is completely emotional, financial, and then again, using the legal system to abuse me. So now, 3 years later, I am still dealing with this battle, but I am going to counseling at a local church. I have had counseling at the church that my husband and I were married and attended, and I am seeking prayer and help from a lot of women actually at my church that I go to now. And so, you know, there's a lot of women who have lost dealing with the same battles that I'm having to deal with. And when the other party is harassing you and wanting to take everything from you in a divorce, it just shows really, you know, who they truly are. It really shows who they truly are. It shows their motives. And for me, it was confirmation of what I had to deal with for 10 years of a marriage. Going into our marriage, we didn't date very long, and 3 weeks after we were married, after I had just found out I was pregnant with our son on our wedding night, I found out that my husband didn't love me. And I will never go into details on here to explain to you what that entailed, but I will, always say that it's sin. It's sin, and not any different than what I'm going through now. It's sinful. So with that said, I had conviction. And conviction of sin is kind of like going through PTSD in itself. You have your morals, you have your values, you know what's right, you know what's wrong. And when Satan is attacking you and your family, he's doing it because you have that faith and you have that relationship with God that he wants to tear apart. And I have found, going through what I have had to go through the last several years, that the more Satan attacks me, the more my ex lies, the more the false allegations, the more non-co-parenting, the more non-communicating, the more of the wanting to take money and time and energy and separate the family and rip that child in half. The more that occurs, using the legal system, or he just does on the side on his own, I have realized that the more he does that, the stronger my relationship with Jesus Christ becomes. And so, yeah, I just kind of want to share this journey with you guys. And I'm, like I've said in my other videos, I just want to be transparent, honest, and share my experiences with you guys. I find it very, very difficult to be this strong in my faith when I'm going through these battles. And you will see, and I'm sure you guys have noticed on my videos, it's a roller coaster ride. It's up and down, up and down. I have never left my faith. My story has always stayed the same of what I'm going through. The people who do know details, the story will never change. The details are the same. There is no new details. So any details that are talked about here on YouTube, or to the people who do know the details are not changeable, because there's nothing new happening. This is the same abuse that I've been through now going on 13 years. And so it's something that is just a repetitive. I feel like I'm in Groundhog Day, and I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not getting out of this this lie, this life that has been a lie for such a long time. I was talking to a friend the other day, and she wants to know what happened to him, because she knew us very well, and her and her husband really discipled us and took us into their home and became friends with us. It's an older couple, and they just don't understand what's happened, and they are very concerned for me because they've seen what I've had to go through the last couple years. And they've tried to reach out to my ex, and they cannot get him to respond. He refuses to talk to anyone who is got their same Christian beliefs as I do. And so, I've had lots of friends who have been mutual friends of me and my ex-spouse who he won't talk to. And so it's not only me that he's done this to. He's done this to my children. He's done this to our friends. And, I still have continued my life as if nothing has happened. Yeah, I have a lot of emotion, and yeah, I have a lot of prayer requests, but I but the story never changes. The story never changes. And so 3 years after my husband has filed for divorce and kicked us out of the house, I am still going through the same struggles. And like I said, divorce care really, really helped open me up to exactly what is going on. For the first year after my husband filed for divorce, I said, oh, he's going to fix everything. He's going to be the hero, and he's going to come to his senses, and he's going to, find God in his life, and he's going to repent of his sins, and he's going to turn, and he's going to save our marriage, and he's going to do all this. Well, then he found a girlfriend, and he's moved her in, and he's now trying to financially break me and take my child from me, so they can have a new life and they can have a happy life, the three of them together. Him and his family call them, oh, they're the happiest family ever. And you know what? My son is torn apart. My son is torn apart. His life has been ripped apart. And that is not his family. Me, his father, and him are a family with his two brothers. We are the family. My handprints and my son's handprints of my three boys and my husband are all in the shed in the backyard with that other woman living there. My children's, mine, not his, mine from my previous marriages, measurements are on that wall in the basement. And it's not that woman's. They will never be a family. That is not their family. It's not my son's family. And God really has shown me that God gave me and my husband the right to our child of that marriage, blessing us with him on our wedding night. And we are the only ones who are the parents. And knowing that, is just really given me the confirmation that I need in my life to know that no matter what is decided by the courts, no matter what is lied about or taken from me, I know that my rights are God-given rights. And so my neighbor just got home, so I'm going to be kind of a little quiet. My window is open. Let them get inside. Hold on one second. Next door neighbor is a single dad. He's got his daughter. He just got home from picking her up, I'm sure. Okay, what I want to talk about is some Bible verses that I had learned in divorce care. They were in the back of the book. They're just little Bible verses. And I thought I would read those real quick. It's encouraging to have these little flashcards. The name of the Lord is a strong fortress. The godly, those are the Christians, they run to him and they are safe. So it is about our relationships with Jesus Christ. That is Proverbs 18:10. And as Christians, we are to run to Jesus, and in him we are safe, for great is his love towards us, and the faithfulness of the Lord endureth forever. Psalm 117:2. That's one thing that's gotten me through my divorce is God's love for me and his promises that he'll never leave me or abandon me, and his love for me lasts forever. When you go into a marriage and you have that covenant of your vows, promising to love your spouse forever until death do you apart, that's what that means. You're making that covenant with God as a Christian, and your spouse. And that is one thing that I can hold my head up high and know that I've always loved my spouse. I still do. I hate the sin, just like God hates his sin. But to me, in my heart, we're still husband and wife. We are still married. We are still a family. We have a child together. And, because my spouse walked away, now God has stepped up. God is there. He will never leave me. He'll never abandon me. He'll always love me. And, that's one thing that I can say I did wrong in my marriage, was I didn't put God first in my marriage. When I was married, it was because of the divorce. I rededicated my life and made God my number one in my life. And I should have done that a long time ago in my marriage. And I didn't do it. And so it says, cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. There's going to be lots of times in your divorce you're going to need that in your life. You're going to have to have that relationship with God in order to give him all your cares and worries. Plans fail and lack of counsel, but with many advisors they succeed. Proverbs 15:22. So you are a victim of abuse emotionally when you are seeking help. You're going to divorce care. You are going to counseling. You are getting the spiritual advice that you need as a Christian, and that other person is rejecting all godly and wise counsel. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as Christ Jesus forgave you. Ephesians 4:32. As a Christian, it is so easy to forgive that other person for what they've done. And because of that, it's so easy for you to continue to be a victim. When someone attacks you legally, or when someone attacks you financially or emotionally, as a Christian, you're not going to respond. You're not going to repay evil for evil. And so when you are continually getting beaten down, when you are continually getting the abuse towards you, you rely on God and you just say, hey, God, I need your help here. You need to fight this battle for me. And so, but we are to be kind to one another, even if that other person is not kind to us. See what great love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children of God, and that is what we are. So we need to know who we are. We have to find our identity in Jesus Christ. And going through my divorce, that is one thing I have really learned throughout the last couple of years, is my identity. Who am I? I am married to God first, not my ex-spouse. May the God of hope fill you with joy and peace as you trust in him. Romans 15:13. Again, God is our hope and our strength. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in him, and he helps me. Psalms 28:7. That verse reminds me that even if you are all alone and you are even sitting in jail, or if you are so broken down that you have nothing, or if your children are taken away from you through your divorce, God is your strength, and you just give him your life and surrender everything to him and let him be in control. And he's the ultimate judge. He will judge that other person for the sins of that other person. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. So don't be harsh. Don't be yelling and cussing out your ex for what they're doing. Set that example as a Christian. Let us consider how we may spur one another and toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together. I still attend Bible study. My husband doesn't anymore, but I do still attend, and it has really helped me get through what I'm going through. These are friends of both of ours. These were friends that helped us with our wedding. These are friends that go to the church that he goes to. And Even though I no longer go to that church, I still attend the Bible study, and we are a family. And he has left that family also. Two are better than one. If either one of them falls down, one can help another. You know, that is great in marriage if you're equally yoked. If you are not equally yoked, that's great in church. You're going to have the Ecclesiastes 4:9 through 10 church, and help encourage each other. That's what us as Christians do. We pray for one another, lift each other up. That is something I do have a lot of, is women praying for me and helping me during this time. Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for building others up. Ephesians 4:29. I don't say what I'm going through to tear down my ex-spouse. It is decisions that he has made, and I can't stop it. But I do want to say that as a Christian, I want to follow God, and I want to do what God says. And so I need to definitely, throughout my life, and no matter what I'm going through, and the decisions of other people, I need to make sure that I keep my focus on not talking bad about them, but speaking truth. And, you know, sometimes truth hurts, and sometimes truth will reveal what is really going on behind the veil. And so that's what I am doing here on YouTube. I am not here talking bad about my ex-spouse. It is possible, as far as it depends on you. Live at peace with everyone. Romans 12:16. Even though my ex-spouse has moved on and in a new relationship with someone, and even though I think it's wrong, and you know that's the case, I have never called her. I've never talked to her. I don't harass her. I don't warn her of what's to come for her, even though I can see what's happening there. I just let it be. You know, that's his decision. And I can tell you, throughout our marriage and the unhappiness I've had, unequalness that we had in our relationship, I do know what she's going through. And I do feel very bad, and it's not her fault. And I know what she is going to go through, even if she's not going through it yet. And my flesh wants to call her up and warn her. That's what it wants to do. But I do know that how he has treated me and our family, him and his family are going to do the same thing to her and her family eventually. And so we need to have encouragement and help each other out. And but it's in a loving way, not in a anger way, or not in any kind of evil for evil type of way. And so on the back of these Bible verse cards, there are some encouragement words, and I thought I would read those also. It says, I still have a long way to go, but I don't feel hopeless or helpless or have that fear, like it's never going to end. Teresa says that. Lashing out accomplishes nothing. That's what I was just saying. It doesn't go anywhere if you're just going to be hateful to the other person. Dr. Stephen Byers said that. I've learned the greatest solution to loneliness is serving other people. Connie says that. Yes, that is one thing that I'm trying to get more involved in the community, helping others, fighting for our constitutional rights here in the U.S. of A. And yeah, get active in your church, in your local church. I am getting active in Daughters of the King at my church, and that is the women's group. So surround yourself by singles and other women, and get involved. And so good advice right there. Don't do this alone. Just don't do it alone. You need that help from other people. One of God's gifts gives us the supportive community and fellowship within the church. Dr. Raymond Presson said that. When you feel the heat rising and you have to be very careful about what you say, you can't take back your words. Dr. Crawford Loretis. You can apologize for the things you've said, but you cannot take those words back. And there are a lot of thoughts that go through my head that I would love to say out loud, to be honest with you guys. And I'm trying to say it in a God conviction way. But again, you know, sometimes the truth will hurt. And if God says it and it's wrong, then I can't help but say that it's wrong. And that is not to tear anybody down, but sin is sin. And we as Christians are to point out the sin in others, especially our spouses as husband and wife. Again, lift them up when they're falling down. We are to encourage them to get away from that sin and repent of their sin, and help guide them back to Christ when they have abandoned Jesus. And so, you know, that's just something that God just told me to say right there. I don't know where that came from. I can grow and I can do what God wants me to do. Richard said that. Nothing in God's economy is beyond repair. Now, that's good to know, because financially I'm broke. And God's going to repair the economy, you know, for me. He is going to heal my marriage. He's going to fix my broken family. And it says right here, God does his best work with broken pieces. Dr. Linda Mintel said that. I don't have to worry about what people are saying and what people think, because I have God's truth. Quinn said that. God's truth is the Bible. You know, it says in his word that divorce is wrong. And so, can't argue with that. I sometimes still feel fear and anxiety, but I'm learning to take it to the Lord and ask him to help me with it. Vicalyn. Okay, so this one's really hard for me because I am not seeing God work fast enough. I'm not seeing God tell me what to do in my life. And even though I've been going through the struggle, I am relying on God, and I'm not getting any answers from God. And when I ask God, what do I do? What do I do? Where do I go? What do I do? How do I pay my bills? What's going to happen to me physically? What am I going to do? He always says, be still and know I'm God. Be still and know I'm God. Be still and know I'm God. And I'm getting very frustrated with that. I just want to be honest with you guys. I want to yell at God, like, where are you at? What are you going to do? And I still feel like a change is coming. I need to prepare for it. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know the situation I'm in. I know that financially I am completely zero. I have bottomed out. Physically, I know I'm completely zeroed. I am bottomed out. I know emotionally I'm completely zeroed. I have been bottomed out. This is the abuse that I have had to go through for the last 13 years. And I know that I have to deal with it now. I can't make excuses anymore. I need to deal with the mental abuse, the financial abuse, the legal abuse, and the emotional, everything that has happened to me. I need to take care of me, and I need to get my life back on track. And I know that God's going to make a big change. I know a Red Sea moment's coming for me. I can feel it. He's speaking to me, but I'm not getting a direct answer. And so I will be still and know that he's God right now. That's what I'm going to do. A budget is people telling their money what to do instead of wondering where it went. That's Dave Ramsey said that. I'm sure you guys could have figured that was Dave Ramsey that said that. Forgiveness is the people life-giving, life-changing thing that I've ever done. Vienta Reisner. So, yeah, forgiveness is freeing, you guys. When you forgive that other person, it doesn't even really matter what they're doing or what they continue to do to you, because you've already forgiven them for it. I forgave my husband for what he has done or is going to do to me. I did that going through divorce care. It really has helped. And yeah, forgiveness is a big part of the life-changing thing that I've ever done. Your identity is not in your marital estate. Dr. Stephen Byers. Okay, so that's a big one because you are a child of God. That's what you are if you're a Christian. And you are a Christian. And so you need to be that Christian, no matter what your status is. If you are a wife, you need to be that Christian to your spouse. If you are a divorced single mom, like I am, and you're a Christian, you still need to be a Christian. And if you lose your kids, or if you have no kids, if you are a mother or you're not a mother, you need to be a Christian. And that's who you are in Jesus Christ, and that's your identity. It has nothing to do with your marital status or whether you have children or not. So that's a good one. Something that really helped me was taking my eyes off myself and serving others. Mary Lou. So yeah, again, with that said, you can't help other people until you can help yourself. And that's where I'm at right now. And that's why I wanted to make this video. I am going through counseling. And now, once I am fixing all these legal harassment and issues and false allegations that are coming against me, and we get through all this, you know, the counselor really wants to dig into me and my emotions and how I am dealing with all of this mentally. She says, this is exhausting. She said to me that as I was telling her what was happening to me, she said, it's not fair, it's wrong, and it's not biblical. This is a Christian counselor I'm going to. And I'm like, I know, but what do I do? And I'm thinking that I'm going to go to counseling. She's going to tell me what to do. And that's not how counseling works. I've never gone to counseling. I went with my first marriage, and they told me to divorce my spouse. And I think I had kind of a PTSD from that. I went to that counselor at that time thinking I need help. I need to fix my marriage. And then going through the counseling, they were like, this isn't fixable. You cannot fix other people. You cannot change other people. Counseling is for your own inner self-healing. You got to walk through the decisions that you are able to make on your own, and you need to search out yourself. And, you know, through counseling, you repent of your own sins and the things that you have done wrong. And so, you know, we're going to be digging deep into that as my counseling continues. And so, yeah, you guys, it is, it's just one of those things where you need to have that relationship with God. When you have had PTSD in a relationship, you got a lot of baggage. You know, I brought a lot of baggage from the past into my marriage. And the moment my spouse started acting, and I saw that sign in him of what I was going to have to deal with, that PTSD came back out, and I never got help for it during my marriage. I was never honest with anybody. I never told my parents anything that I was dealing with. I didn't tell anybody. Nobody knew. And so the moment my spouse filed for divorce, I was free to tell people. And it was a self-healing, was to be able to say, you know, hey, this was happening to me. And it was a cry for help. And I felt so relieved. And I actually went to counseling, well, for about several months with a woman at the church that my husband and I actually went to. And I had never met this woman before. I didn't know who she was. And it was suggested and advised by the pastor of the church for me to go talk to this woman, and she still attends that church too, but she knows everything. She knows everything about what I've had to go through and the details of everything. And again, she was just like, this is wrong. You can't live like this. And you need to let him go. You need to let him make his own decisions. And you cannot live your life on the decisions of your spouse. And even as a Christian, even as you know that things are wrong, you can't change the decisions of the other person. And so you can only do self-healing. And at that moment, and after talking to the pastor of the church, I realized I need to let him go. And so I started my journey 3 years ago, doing that self-healing. And I can see, even through my videos here, the roller coaster ride that I've been on. And now we're getting down and dirty. Now we're getting down and dirty in counseling. And we're going to start picking out all of those emotions and taking off the layers of the onion. And I'm so super excited about it, because now I can start healing from the inside out. And take care of myself is number one priority right now. And she says, you got to, or you're going to die. You're going to die. You are financially broke. You are to a point in your life where you have nothing. You have nowhere to go. No love. You have no support from the ex-spouse. You're a single mom. You have community help. You have family help. You have friends help. People at your church help. But you are at a point in your life where you need to start helping yourself. We can't live in the past. We can only move forward in our relationships. And so as he has moved on, I need to move on also. This does not mean that I am leaving my marriage. I'm still going to be committed in my vows. I am still praying for my spouse. I am still praying for my family and the brokenness, and that God will, put the pieces back together with some super glue for me. But, moving forward, I need to make sure that I am 100% right with God at all times, and that I do not have hatefulness and a hardened heart, and I do not have the anger, and that I do seek God, and him being my husband now, him being my provider now. And so it's freeing. It really is freeing to get the help that you need. And it takes a village. It takes a village to to do this. This is why it's so important to have a marriage, a strong marriage, and a husband who's there beside you, not walking 10 feet in front of you, not walking 10 feet behind you. You need a spouse who's equally yoked with you. You need a spouse who's right there with you, because without that leadership from a man for you as a single woman, you need to have that godly man right beside you, because without it, you will fall. You will fall. It's not part of God's design for us as women to be alone. It isn't. And it's not God's design for us to be in abusive relationships either. So if you are going through kind of what I'm going through, I hope that you will subscribe to this channel. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. But God told me to wake up and make this video after I just got out of the shower. So I'm going to get ready to go to church, worship God, and I just pray that you guys all have a blessed, blessed Sunday. Bye.